Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Lauren. I do embroidery videos and today wanted to do a little something different rather than showing a digitizing video. Wanted to talk about my new machine here. So I did get a multi-needle machine about a month ago and with a Happy Japan. I will be making a video later showing, why I got it, how I chose it, how it's been. But today I'm actually going to try using my extended border frame for the first time. I wanted to document that process. So the reason why I went with this model of the Happy Japan machine was because it has a huge border frame, 15 inches by 47 inches. And this is how the machine is normally set up for my smaller hoops. But I have to put this extension table on, which I'd never done before. And the reason why I need this table is so it can hold the big frame. So just to give you a comparison here on the wall, these are the normal hoops. That brown one in the top left is the biggest hoop I can use without the table. It's about, I think, 17 by 16. But today I'm going to be using my border frame, which is right here. And as you can see, it's huge. Again, 15 inches by 47 inches. And I'm going to be using this. I have a couple craft shows coming up and I want to make a table runner with my logo on it. I figured this would be the perfect project to use. So let's get started and see how easy this is. And once it's finished, we'll talk about the finished result and show you how it turned out. First, though, in order to put this table on, this is actually a pretty heavy table. I'm going to need some help. So I will be back in a moment and then I will show you hooping up the fabric and putting everything on the machine to get started to stitch. Okay, and we're back. So took a little bit of elbow grease, but I have prepped my fabric and my hoop and stabilizer, and I think we're ready to go. Um, so putting the fabric and the stabilizer on with an extended border frame, instead of an actual hoop, you use these brackets and you kind of just shove them on the edges, and this is what secures the fabric and the stabilizer. So with this piece that I'm doing, it's like a table runner that's going to be on my table with my logo. Because the fabric is not wide, I'm kind of experimenting here. I'm hoping this will work, but as you can see, the fabric does not go all the way to the end because it's not big enough. So I made sure to have my stabilizer coming all the way, covering the entire frame. And then for the fabric, I've just hooped the top and the bottom. I did put a piece of tape here. I don't think this is going to help, just to make sure this doesn't get pulled in. You will see if this works. I hope so. Just to give you an idea, this is what my logo looks like. This is zoomed out 100%, but it actually is too big to stitch in one go. So if I turn on my hoop in my digitizing software, you'll see that red box is the size of my printed border frame hoop. So what I have to do is I have to do this in two hoops. So the first run on the border frame, I'm just going to do this black section, my name, and then my website and my Instagram handle. And then when that's done, I'll take off the border frame and then the eye in gold will be done second, and it's actually small enough to where I can do it on this hoop right here. This is just, I think it's a 14 by 16. So that way I don't have to use my extended border frame again, and I save on stabilizer. So my fabric is prepped. I've loaded my design. I went ahead and I traced the design. That's one thing I have to get used to using my multi-needle, which is why I have this reminder here, because technically it is possible to sew outside of the border frame if you're not careful. So I made sure the design will come just about here and here up top. So everything should be good. So let's see. This is a rather large design. It says it's going to take about an hour. So let's see how it goes. And hopefully everything turns out nice and neat. Okay, so here we are. Everything is finished, at least for the first part. And I think it came out pretty good. I'm actually impressed. Whenever I do try something new on my embroidery machine, I kind of expect the worst, but everything worked out as intended. And even though I didn't hoop the entire area, the fabric didn't pull in, and there's no pulling or anything. Everything looks great. Now I just need to take off the border frame, remove the stabilizer, and then I'm going to do my second hoop of the eye that goes right above the Lashley part, and we'll see how that looks, and then we'll come back. Okay, so here we are, the finished results. I've taken off all the stabilizer. I did my second hooping. Unfortunately, when I did the gold eye part, I didn't hoop it low enough. I think there's too much space between the eye and the name. Um, I do think that looks kind of funny spacing wise. But aside from that, you just look at everything. I haven't ironed it at all, and I still need to clean it up a bit, but overall, it came out very nicely, I think. Does the job. From a distance, you can clearly read it once I iron it and seam the edges, and I'll have a nice banner to use at my craft shows. So, surprised that was easier than I thought, not as scary using the big border frame. And now I'll be able to do bigger and better designs on my border frame. So stay tuned, and I'll show you those as I make them.